Hello and welcome to the Red Pill. And if your initials are bacterial vaginosis, shout outs to you for grifting off the Red Pill even though we don't exist. Honey, I ain't going nowhere, by the way. And you forgot to mention, JPT has nothing to do with what I do. Because honey, I be doing my damn thing. Okay? So give me my propers and respect. Okay? As a female, that's the least you could do if you want to be spitting facts out there, or should I call it what it is, misinformation. So today we're doing behind the scenes kind of sort of recipe of, I'm gonna make a double cheeseburger, Red Pill style. You know how we do it, because I ate it in a mukbang and I said, hey, you know what, you don't have this recipe, let me just do this, because I don't know, I just felt like it. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I make it, because it's a little bit different. It has animal sauce in it and barbecue sauce, and it's a little bit different, but it's kind of very much the same as the other one, only I don't put like egg or nothing in it. So what you need is, well, basically animal sauce and barbecue sauce, and here's the spices. I'm going to use soy sauce, La Negra, and complete varias seasoning, and those are gonna go on the burger when they're cooking. This is gonna go on the bun. I thought it might be clever to put some onion powder on it, because it's kind of like chopped onion. So I'm gonna try that. And then that wasn't in my video, but I got some water and of course 2 soy burger patties. These are by Boca, and this is Amazon groceries mild cheddar cheese. And let's see, I have some oil, basic pantry ingredients, baking powder, and salt, because why have bread without salt in it? So salt, and flour. This is all-purpose flour, and it's pre-sifted, in case you're looking for it. This is by Amazon Grocery. And I'm just gonna get some flour into my bowl, and I'm gonna put enough to make 1 large bun, because we need to chop it in 3, so it needs to hold its own. And I'm not gonna put egg in it, I'm just gonna leave it like that. And you can use egg replacer to make sure that it sticks together, or egg, or whatever you have. Whoop, whoop, there it is. And then that's baking powder, and then I'm gonna put the salt in, because like I said, if it doesn't have flavor, you're probably not gonna like it. And it's just plain. Now the water is cold because I like to use cold water. Now when you're making tortillas, you probably should use warm water and warm lard if you're making tortillas, but this is just a bun for hamburger, and I'm gonna cut it twice, so that way I can get a double cheeseburger. And you just want to make sure to combine all these powdered ingredients, what we call the dry ingredients, before you add the other stuff. Why? Because it's just easier that way. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And then you can add the liquid ingredients. And you can go little by little like I do, or you can just go hamburger and run amok. I don't know. I just feel like little by little helps me, because I don't like throwing flour all over the place. As you can see, whenever I'm baking, I get powder everywhere. And that's what's going on right now. Powder is everywhere. So let me just get this shaped into a ball if I can. Adjust this little bit. No, not gonna happen. Okay, so just little by little, I'm gonna add increments of water, and then you can kind of knead it together. You see, just pick up the flour with the dough and combine it little by little. So that's pretty good. And then I'm gonna grease the pan, probably with the same oil. And then, so I just grabbed this little sheet pan. It's for like a personal size pizza. And I just poured some oil in it. And I like to get the whole pan, even though it's a little bun, because I don't want it to roll around. You know what? I've been wanting to make holiday cookies so badly. What do you guys think? You guys want to bake with me? This looks lumpy. Just shape it into a ball. And then stack it as high as you can. Literally. Like, you can do little by little and see how you do. That's what I always do. I go little by little. I just cut a little piece and then I stack it on top. Cut a little piece, stack it on top, and then I mold it like this. Like a tower. And it helps me make a very high bun. See, and it has to be cold, because if it's not cold, it's not gonna form, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna spread like batter. So that's why you want it cold. So I'm warming up the oven and trying to get this as high as possible, because it's gonna poof up. The thing is trying to get it some height, and this is how I do that. And of course, you don't want the top like a dome, you know. You want it kind of similar in width, because like I said, I gotta chop it twice on the center. So kind of like that. That looks good. Let me get the rest up off this plate. No wasting in my kitchen. And that's it. And then we'll put it in the oven and we'll start on the burger. And that's pretty easy, because I already thawed out the patties. So it's gonna go in like this. So you just add some oil to the pan, and then you can season your patties as you put them on the grill. And that, I'm going to use this Body Up Complete. And like I said, some of this soy hot sauce. And I'm just going to drizzle it a little bit A little drizzle here and there. And just like that, they're ready. You just brown them on both sides. So I'll flip them right away so I can season the other side. Try to keep them in the center, like that. And like I said, just season both sides. You can go light or put a lot on it. So this is a little bit spicy, you know, but I don't know, I feel like it's typical burger flavor. So that's what I was aiming for when I was making my burgers. Just kind of cliche hamburger flavor, which we all love. Fast food, we eat so much fast food, it's not even funny. But like, to get that authentic burger flavor at home, you know, it's like a little bit different than, say, grilled burgers that you get at home. And that's what, you know, like I said, what we go crazy for. We spend so much money on. And if you guys like eating at home, foods that you love, absolutely love, this is kind of an easier way to get that satisfaction at the house rather than, like I said, leave the house just to buy a burger. For me, it's a lot to do with convenience, especially if you work around the clock, weird hours, weird shifts, irregular schedules, and you know, maybe you do a lot of overtime or what have you, and you're pressed for time no matter what when it comes to eating lunch or something. This is so good. Check out my recipes, because a lot of us do have that type of situation to where we're just trying to stay on our grind and also trying to, you know, trying to be more positive and have a positive outlook. And that's all that matters in your home, you know, that you keep that energy flowing throughout your house. And I like these recipes because I get to do them at home, and you know what I'm saying? This is like my secret space. Keep an eye on your patties, like literally just flip them. Now you can see them finally browned, the meat, and of course we want to put some cheese on them, just like that. Let's put some cheese on them. And that's that. I have extra. Cheese. So those are our patties. They're all nice and finished, and I'm just waiting for the bun to be golden brown and we can take it off. What I'm doing here is just trying to pull apart these. I don't know if I made it good or not. So it looks fine, thank goodness. I was trying to be careful and cut it in half, but it's so huge. I have the sauces brought out. This is Heinz sweet and tangy barbecue sauce. Love this. If you like sweet barbecue sauce, and of course homemade animal sauce. It's just like mustard. I put mustard, ranch, and ketchup in it. And then I added some spices to make it taste like really good. So of course you want the barbecue sauce. Pour the barbecue sauce on. And I think I like the barbecue sauce on the top because I like to have that, the top bun, I like it savory, real savory. And so that's that. And then the bottom, obviously, I like a ton of sauce. A ton of sauce. And you can save some to dip. And spread it. And then add your patties. So I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, let it sit too long, it's stuck. You see that? Whoa. Okay, so here's the first patty. And then here goes the second patty. So you can add sauce to the middle part or bread to the middle part, but I didn't have enough height in my bun, so I literally didn't want to test the waters there. But I do want to put a little bit of sauce on top of this one. And that's how I make my mukbang burger. So you can cut it however you want. I did end up putting the onion powder on the top. As you can see, it looks really cute. And like I said, you can dip it in whatever you want. Cut it in half, add pickles, and whatever you like. But thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. My son de Franc. Bye-bye.